Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a tried and true weekend where we had the highest of highs and everything in between when it came to baseball and it came to everything going on in this DWB world and everything of the sort. On Saturday, Jason Sotcklin in his first freshman varsity start no-hit the Washington Township Minutemen, the first no-hitter of its kind as a member of the Green Wave since 2017 when South Jersey Pitcher of the Year Andrew Fair did the exact same thing. Of course, it wasn't against a school as large as Washington Township. However, it's just as prestigious, happening during the Thank You Classic, the classic that goes all around South Jersey and honors those on the front lines and in the world of first responders as well. Now today, the Green Wave start a 3-game road trip. They face off against the Gloucester City Lions today. They face off against the West Deptford Eagles on Thursday. And they go over to Sicklerville to play Timber Creek on Saturday. So we have a game, a day off, a game, a day off, and a game. So we'll see how it rolls for the Green Wave. Starting this afternoon is John Perozzi making another start after a stretch of time for the past couple of weeks where it seemed like the freshmen were getting a lot of the spotlight. Gabe McCracken made a start versus Collingswood. Nick Caladros made a start earlier in the year as well versus Haddon Township. And of course, Jason Sotcklin with the most noteworthy of them all, no-hitting the Minutemen. Of course, for the Green Wave, this is a tried and true time, and honestly, this may be a bit of a tumultuous time for the Wave because they have been up, they have been down, and they've been on a hot streak as of late. And the West Deptford Eagles are not as prestigious as they were last year. They had the best record in our division, the Liberty Division, the Patriot Division in 2021. However, Paulsboro had it last year in the other division, in the Liberty Division, and neither team is above 500 as of now. In fact, Gloucester's only lost this year. They are currently 6-7, by the way, coached by Greg Galbraith. Their only loss to a team above 500 is against Mainland, which happened earlier in April and is one of the most highly ranked and highly touted teams in South Jersey. But today versus the Gloucester City Lions, it's John Perozzi versus Caleb Wright, the sophomore right-hander who is posting a 3.34 ERA going into this ball game. I'm Dan Wilkins from Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Any serious sponsorship inquiry should also go to that email. But from the famous Jim Kelly Field here at Gloucester High School, right behind me is the football fields where I hosted and did play-by-play live streams for the West Jersey Youth Football League football championships in December of 2021. So it's good to be back, and it's good to be back for Green Wave Baseball. We'll be right back after this. Rich Haran, longtime coach of the Green Wave, and Greg Galbraith meeting at home plate as they exchange lineup cards with the umpires today. Let's take a look at our pregame weather report. 73 degrees here in Gloucester with wind blowing out to right field at 9 miles per hour. Humidity's right around 50-50 and a 30% chance of rain, but nothing too serious. And we are under the shade here at Jim Kelly, so got some nice trees around us, some very nice scenery, as you can see to our left and to our right. To our left, I believe, what's that street over here down the first base line? What's that street? I don't know. I think it's Crescent Boulevard or something like that. But
130's over there.
Oh, 130, right. So you got all those trees that are hanging around there. I actually had lessons from this ballpark a couple of years ago when I was playing for the junior league team, and also during my little league tenure as well. It was quite a good learning experience to be able to hit on this field, and it's good to be back. They have since newly constructed I believe, a new right field wall, because it looks a lot different from when I was here. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but you can see the right field wall is about 8 feet tall, which is different from where we're at, where we have a center field wall that is 4 feet tall from the left field foul pole all the way over to just close to where our booth. You can see that it's a very flimsy kind of temporary fence, but right here where we are is a very sturdy chain link fence, and that's where it wraps all around the foul lines. And of course, there's a very nice video board in right field. Gloucester does a very good job with their video boards and their audio-visual presentation. As we are just about to get set from Jim Kelly Field, lineups and first pitch are next. Here's your starting lineup for the visiting Audubon Green Wave this afternoon. Batting leadoff and playing center field is Xavier Massey. Batting second and playing shortstop is Tyler Wiltsey, the freshman. At the pitching and DH position is John Perozzi. Batting cleanup and at the second base position is Sean Driscoll. Batting fifth and playing third base is Isaiah Pinckney. Batting sixth and playing first base is Scott Lynch. Catching and batting seventh is the sophomore Ryan Zimmer. Batting in the eighth spot and playing in left field is Charlie Grady. And playing in right field, rounding out the order in ninth, is Zach Beebe. And as we said, Caleb Wright is the starter this afternoon for the Gloucester City Lions. Now, if you believe it, the Green Wave have only played Gloucester 3 times in the last 10 years. For whatever reason, there have, at least according to NJ.com, we have not played the Gloucester City Lions since, I believe, 2019. We played them once in 2021. Audubon won 9-4. We played them in May of 2018, and we won 5-2. And then we played them on April 28th, 2012, and won 17-0. So Xavier Massey steps in versus Caleb Wright. Gorman in center field right in front of our camera, but hey, that's okay. First pitch to Massey, and we are underway, and he is hit right in the behind, and he goes to first base. So one pitch, and it's a driller, and this will bring up Tyler Wiltsey. Outfielders shifting to their left to play Wiltsey, as that one is inside. Massey's going to take a run down to second base, and he is in there no problem. So a wild pitch, and Xavier Massey moves to second base. 366 feet to center field. At least that's what I think that's what it says. Great backdrop behind home plate here at Jim Kelly. Gloucester Lions baseball. Can't get much better than that. There's a ground ball right back to right. He looks at second, throws the first, and it is in time. Massey moves over to third base. And with very smart baseball, you can make a hit by pitch and a ground out into a runner 90 feet away from scoring. So that's called productivity right there, and that's why Massey is Division I talent. That's why he has Division I potential, because not many base runners are willing to make those bold moves, and you have to have a guy like Massey that can really do it all on the bases. Excuse me. Here's John Perozzi, first pitch. He's moving fast, and that one hit him in the back.
Suddenly, we've become the Mets.
Yeah. Yeah, Phillies-Mets were this weekend, and that was definitely one heck of an event where the Phillies hit the most batters in baseball going into that series, and the Mets got hit by the most pitches out of anybody in baseball. So Damian Broadhurst will run it first. We got runners on the corners facing Sean Driscoll. It is kind of weird to be all centered like this. I'm usually off to the side, but the throw down to second base is not in time, and Massey comes home to score. The classic stolen fake out, and it's 1-0 Green Wave. I've done that plenty of times with Jimmy Rollins in Baseball Advance, the old Game Boy Advance ROM I always play. But oh, that's great. Love to see that. There's a ground ball out to second, picked up, and the throw to first is in time. So finally, Gloucester gets the first out. Was it two? Yes, it was. Excuse me. My apologies. And now this brings up Isaiah Pinckney. So Broadhurst is already on third. We already have a run home, and there's two away in the inning. And believe it or not, there hasn't been a single hit. Hit by pitch, a ground out, another hit by pitch, another ground out. Breaking ball by right clips the zone, and it's 0-1. That was a 4-3 ground out from Wiener to first there. Oh, 1. Breaking ball on the ground to short, picked up, and the throw to first is in time. 6-3 from Cyber, to the first baseman, Michael Morrell. But the Green Wave get a run home on two beaned batters and a couple of smart base running decisions. We go to the bottom of the first. Perozzi will take the mound. It's 1-0 Green Wave. Here's your starting lineup for the Gloucester City Lions, the home team this afternoon. Batting first and playing left field. Already off to a great start is number 26, Mason Jankowski. Batting second and playing third, Chris Ruggieri. Batting third and playing center field is Jamison Gorman. At the fourth batting spot and playing right field is Cody Gardzilik. Batting fifth and pitching/DHing, just like John Perozzi is the sophomore Caleb Wright. At second base, batting sixth is Gavin Wiener. At seventh and catching is John Daly. Batting eighth and playing first base is Michael Morrell. And playing shortstop and rounding out the order in ninth is Jake Seibert. And for John Perozzi, he's definitely going to be on a hot streak. I just talked to his father a couple minutes before the game started, and I got to say, John's looking pretty good out there. He had a hot start to the season, but he's been just lights out pitching-wise. Batting, he's been batting .370 in 2022, 17 for 46, and in 19 and a third innings in 22, he's at a 2.17 ERA. So guess what, John? He's going to be back out there for another start this afternoon, as your defensive alignment is basically business as usual. There's not really much changed except for the fact that Scott Lynch is at first. Everything is in normalcy, in a sense of normalcy, as Mason Jankowski bats to lead off the bottom of the first for the Lions. The first pitch is a swing and a foul back to the tarp behind home plate, and it's 0-1. Gloucester 6-7 in 2022. They are 3-1 in Colonial Conference play. They started off their season with a loss to Paulsboro, which had the best record in all of the Colonial Conference in 2021, but have since fallen flat in 2022, or at least regressed a little, as teams do. As there is a strike, it is 1-2. 1-2 to Jankowski. Paulsboro 6-6 this year, basically mirroring the record of Gloucester, as that one bounces way high in front of the plate and gets skipped up by Zimmer. It's 2-2. But they actually won 5 of 6 from April 11th to the 23rd, only losing to those 9-2 Mainland Dragons, or I think they're called something else, but I don't know, their logo looked like one, the 2-2. There's a swing and a line shot in the left center field, and that one's going to fall in front of Grady and Massey. Grady picks it up, and there's a base hit for Mason Jankowski. This will bring up Chris Ruggieri. They won versus Haddon Township, Gateway, Lindenwold, lost to Mainland, won versus Haddonfield and Pensgrove, then lost back to, and then after winning those 5 of 6, they have lost the last 5 of 6. They lost versus Gateway, Haddon Heights, won versus Sterling on the 26th, lost to West Deptford, Glassboro, and a school called Cape Henry from Virginia. On April 30th, the same day that the Green Wave had their historic no-hitter. If you want to go back and watch that no-hitter, all Green Wave games are archived and posted on the Dan Wilkins Show. All the way from our first scrimmage on March 22nd to the present game that you're watching right now. The 1-0 to Ruggieri is upstairs, right at the letters, and it's 2-0. Yeah, I had realized that I was going over the statistics and batting averages and everything for the opposing team, but I had never really given Audubon the spotlight that they deserved in their statistics department, because, you know, Ryan Knoll, he's the guy that uploads all those stats and data, maybe not like sabermetrics and XWOBA or whatever, but, you know, he does a good job of putting what's needed up there. So, on NJ.com, which is, you know, people think I got like some fancy service, but I don't. NJ.com is what I use for basically everything involving this high school baseball stuff. Throwback to first, nothing doing. Scott Lynch tagged Jankowski for safe measures, but nothing going on there. It's still 2-1 to Chris Ruggieri. He's running, throw to second. It's not in time. He's still second. So runner in scoring position, and with still nobody out, that's a prime scoring spot for the Lions. .3-1 is downstairs, and he flings his bat towards the third base dugout. So that first base that was just recently opened is now occupied. And this brings up the number 3 man for the Lions, Jamison Gorman, the center fielder. 2 runners on, nobody out, and John Perozzi in a bit of a hole, but hopefully maybe he can get out of it. First pitch, he shows bunt. It's popped way up in the air and foul. 0-1 to Gorman. Gorman in 2022 batting .387, 5 doubles, 5 walks, 5 stolen bases, and he's 12 for 31 with a .548 slugging percentage, And on the mound for himself, he's got 11 innings. That was last year. He has not pitched this year in 2022. He shows bunt again. Massey running in from center field, and that one is bunted down the third base line. It is foul again. It was placed perfectly, but it just rolled a little bit too foul, as it looks like the wind is shifting just a little bit for your information. It was blowing out to right. Now it seems to have given us a little breeze out towards center field. And it's 0-2 to Gorman. Jankowski on second, Ruggieri on first, and still nobody out. So a bit of a tough spot for the Wave, but maybe they can get out of it without any problems. The 0-2. Downstairs and a little in. It's 1-2. I mean, John Perozzi has been really good this year, and that's not me being slightly biased for Audubon saying it. The statistics show it. You don't need me to tell you that a 2.17 ERA is good. You don't need me to tell you that a batting average near 400 is good. Good is good, no matter how you slice it. There's a fly ball down the right field line. BB running, and that one is a foul ball. So it still remains 1-2 to Gorman. Tough at-bats here, obviously. When you're facing the middle of the order to start the game, you want to set them down and you want to set a tone. But when you're having your back against a wall a little bit to start, it doesn't help your cause. 1-2. Perozzi kicks and deals, and there's a breaking ball that misses downstairs again. And the at-bat continues. At least 7 pitches now. It's 2-2. He's fouled 3 of them off. There's a swing and a miss. So Gorman goes down, but albeit very respectfully, as that was a very hard-fought at-bat, and that brings up the cleanup man for the Lions, Cody Gardzilik. Gardzilik with a bit of a crouch down stance, in on the plate, and the first pitch from Perozzi with 2 aboard and a runner in scoring position. He goes from the stretch, and that one is a strike. It's 0-1. Cody Gardzilik, the junior, batting .306 in 2022. 2 doubles and a triple are his extra base hits this year, as that one is going to have Perozzi step off. Oh, Jankowski got basically chased by Wiltsey all the way back to the bag. Perozzi didn't really do more than stare at him, but good crowd on hand. Maybe not in the bleachers, however, there's a good outfield crowd with their lawn chairs from both sides. That one's outside, 1-1. Looks like there's more action in the bleachers in the outfield than there is behind home plate, and maybe that's because there's less access down the line. I tried going down the right field line to get to the Audubon dugout, but there's a chain link fence there, so I was basically halted because of my busted up knee. I don't want to risk injuring it further, as it's 2-1 to Gardzilik, and you can see some dirt getting kicked up as the breeze is picking up. It's basically a dirt road down the third base line that leads you there. I would assume some service trucks are around there occasionally. And a 2-1. That is a strike. It is 2-2. Apologies there. We had to move the camera to allow the wire some more breathing room as Jankowski goes. Both runners are going, and instead of getting the lead runner, they get nobody, and Wiltsey corrals the ball at short. So the wind has picked up. And time is called. Gardzilik steps back in the box. It's a 3-2 count. He's exhausted all options, and there's a ground ball that basically just dies in the wind, and it's foul. It got deflected a little bit by Lynch. once it was foul. The count remains full. 6th pitch at bat for Gardzilik. Running at second base, by the way, is number 1 Ruggieri, and Jankowski on second as there's a line drive to center. That one falls. Massey picks it up. Here comes the throw to the plate. Nothing really doing too much there. It's cut off by Lynch. Getting to third base is Ruggieri, and scoring is Jankowski. And just like that, we go back to square one, and we're tied up at 1. So Perozzi's ERA will go up a little bit there, but nothing too serious, as this will bring up the pitcher/DH, Caleb Wright, with runners on first and third, with 1 away in the bottom of the first, here from Jim Kelly Field. Fastball, it nicked the zone just a little bit, and the call is as such where it doesn't show up on the scoreboard. They missed it, so did I. Perozzi looks back at first with a menacing scare, and the 0-1 is a foul back to the screen. I got a little frightened again, and then I realized there's a track meet going on behind us, just out of my view because there's some shipping containers behind us.
Oh, I forgot about that. I thought it was a kid with fireworks.
It's not the 4th of July.
Well, you never know.
It's 0-2 to Caleb Wright. Looks like he's either a switch hitter or a fellow that hits left, pitches right. Makes sense for Caleb. Whatever works, right? And the 0-2. Outside. Just missed, and it's 1-2. Gloucester with 1 run on 2 hits so far. Green Wave do not have any hits so far. Yeah, we got a great view of Xavier. That's just how we are in center field. There's a swing and a drive out to center. Massey will go after it, and he makes the catch. Throw home to the plate. Ruggieri does not have a challenge. The throw is cut off, and it is 2-1 Gloucester. So Gloucester with a lead now following the RBI single and the sacrifice fly. So this brings up the 6th batter of the inning, which is Wiener. Runner on first, 2 away. First pitch to Wiener is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. No, but it's been an up and down year for the sophomore Wiener here in 2022. He's batting .243 here on the season, .270 slugging percentage with only 1 extra base hit. He is currently 9 for 37, and on the mound he hasn't had much luckier affairs, as it's 19 innings pitched for him and a 7 ERA. However, I wouldn't count him out. I mean, he's got decent contact ability. Just last year's statistics is starting on varsity as a freshman. They do show it, because with a team that had the success that Gloucester did at 19-9, if you're starting on varsity as a freshman, then you must have at least something going for you. It's 1-2 to Wiener. Runner on first, and the pitch is a cut fastball that's outside, and it's 2-2. 2-1 Gloucester. If you're just joining us here from Jim Kelly Field, John Perozzi has given up 2 runs in the first on an RBI single on a sacrifice fly just recently to the center fielder Massey. And a 2-2. That one's foul back to the tarp. And you see what Gloucester has here at the Jim Kelly Field is exactly what Audubon needs to have. You could see, my camera doesn't pick it up well, but you can see that apparatus, it is angled down, but it's so high up. That's got to be 20, 30 feet up. And that is what Audubon needs to have. It shouldn't be right over the batter's box. It should just be right there, up above, where it can hurt somebody if it comes down that fast. Because we had a couple instances where, the ball had hit an umpire, it had hit a catcher. You just don't want that. And to be quite frank with you, maybe it's just an old design thing that we saw, but I think that's a lot better of a design. As there's a swing and a foul. Again, that's a great example of it. You saw that it came down quickly, but it angled it as such to where it didn't create a problem. And that's what I think exactly Audubon needs to have, or they need to get rid of it. I mean, it's just, I love Audubon with all my heart, but there are some things that you need to fix. And sometimes, got to admit that. It's a full count to Gavin Wiener. And the pitch to Wiener is a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. BB running over, and that one is foul. I didn't think that even had a chance of staying fair. I thought it was going to go to that warehouse or whatever it is. Actually, I think that is a motel, but reminds me of the hotel over at the Mount Ephraim field.
Not anywhere you want to leave the light on.
No. What was that?
That's nowhere you want to leave the light on.
It's like a budget inn that's next to the Mount Ephraim field, and I've played there a couple times, played there my junior years. Swing and a miss. Perosi with 2 strikeouts, but he gives up 2 runs. So give or take, a successful inning, but the Green Wave got to get him back. For the Wave in the top of the second inning, it is 6, 7, and 8 due up for him. We'll be right back after this. Going back to the top of the second, this broadcast is brought to you in part by the Quick Pit Podcast, run by my good friends Nate Rellam and Connor out of their studio in central Pennsylvania. It's all the information, news, highlights, and hot takes you need in the world of motorsports, from NASCAR to Formula One. They'll be talking about the weekend at Dover, where Chase Elliott won his first race in next-gen equipment, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. of JTG Daugherty Racing finishing second, as that was a very close race, and in fact that was a very close fly ball down the right field line, but it is a foul ball that makes it 0-1. Just cleared that chain link fence beyond the first base line, and that's where we stand. Scott Lynch leads off the top of the second as the 0-1 is a breaking ball that is lifted deep, and forget about it, that one's headed out of here. Home run, Scott Lynch, his first as a member of the Green Wave, as the big fella takes the turn around the bases, his first of the year. Some kids are going to go after that baseball, and it's 2-2. It took me about a second to realize, yeah, that ball's gone. Holy cow, yeah, Scott Lynch, his first home run of 22. He had 2 home runs down in St. Petersburg, Florida with his sophomore season, but now that he's come back to New Jersey, he's as bright as ever. He's had a couple close ones. There was an inter-squad game back in very early March, maybe about March 15th or whatever, where he had a double that was off the wall. He had several hits back at home that were off the wall. I believe he had one versus Washington Township that had just clipped the top of the wall and stayed in the ballpark. So, believe it or not, that is the first hit for the Green Wave, because they scored their first run without getting a hit. So it is 2-0 to Ryan Zimmer following the home run from Lynch. There's a line shot in the center field, a base hit. That one falls in front of Gorman and it gets past him. It rolls. Gorman will throw it in. He hits his cutoff, and it's a double for Zimmer as Gorman dropped his shades. Yeah, I saw something red fly off, and I'm just like, what in the world is that? It was his sunglasses that fell off, his Oakleys. And this brings up Charlie Grady, the number 8 hitter for the Wave, as running at second base for Zimmer will be number 9, Charlie Copsetta, the sophomore. And you can see those red sunglasses right where Gorman is standing, right in front of our camera. I guess we should have moved over a little bit, but we wanted the shade, and it's very nice out, even though it is a little windy. Maybe the wind blowing out to left had something to do with that, but that definitely just kept carrying and carrying. The ball went 380 feet, according to our Google Maps home run metrics, as the first pitch is outside. It's 1-0 to Grady. Grady fouls it back to the chain link fence. It's 1-1. One and one to Grady. The 1-1. Breaking ball, and Grady goes after it. He falls for the bait, and it's 1-2. Our next broadcast of Audubon Green Wave Baseball will be on Thursday, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. That's a swing and a looper into right. There's a base hit. And coming around and holding at third is Copsetta. So runners will be on the corners now with nobody out for Zach Beebe. Wright stares down his catcher. Stares down Daly. He's set and he deals. First pitch is inside. Going down to second is Grady, and the throw skips. And Copsetta makes no such daring move that Xavier Massey did in the first. But result is still the same, and a runner's on second and third now. Still with nobody out. Good opportunity for the Wave to take the lead. Zach Beebe having a tough time in 2022. Just kind of the way it is. He's batting .129 with just 4 hits. But he is a very good defensive outfielder. So it's not that he doesn't deserve the spot. But it's always, when you have the designated hitter, you don't need 1 through 9 to be all productive hitters. It's almost like having the pitcher bat. As look at that. There's hit number 5 right there. And it's going to be his first couple of RBIs of the season. 2 runs come around to score. And it's 4-2. Zach Beebe with a Fletcher-style slap single to right. That is his first double RBI of the year, because he's had 6 RBIs, but none of them had more than 1 in a single hit. So he's driven a lot of them in this year. Those are RBIs number 7 and 8 on the year for Zach Beebe. And now we go back to the top of the order with Xavier Massey, as Greg Galbraith will go out to talk to his pitcher, Caleb Wright. Xavier Massey at the plate. 4-2 Green Wave, a high-scoring game so far. A home run from Scott Lynch led off this inning on one of the first pitches, and time is called at home plate. Breaking ball in the dirt and going to second is BB, and he gets up there no problem, standing. He gets the second. Wiltsey on deck for the Green Wave. John Perozzi will bat after that, assuming that no double plays occur. Upstairs, Massey has to turn his back to the plate. It's 2-0. Remember, Massey might be a little on edge. He got hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the game, which obviously not intentional, at least I don't think. But, you know, you just have to keep that in the back of your mind where after what happened with the Mets and a couple other teams this year, something to consider. Oh, that one got him. Oh, my goodness. I think he got hit right in the head. He is writhing in pain on the ground, and Caleb Wright actually just sat up, and he stands up. It got him right in his knee. I thought it got him. I couldn't tell from where we are about 350 feet away, but it definitely got him in his knee. And he's limping on that right knee, which would be, for a right-hander, that would be your plant foot. So he's being checked out by trainers, and I highly doubt that he's going to stay in. He's barely walking on that leg, and he's going to sit down. And even though his start may not have been perfect, it was just Massey's accidental line drive that got right to him, and they are going to bring out a trainer for Gloucester, and they're going to talk to her about it. If you're just joining us, Caleb Wright, the pitcher for Gloucester City, being attended to after being hit in the knee on a line drive by Xavier Massey. Massey will go to first base after he was safe on the play. However, obviously the attention goes to Caleb Wright, who got drilled right in the kneecap. We're going to take a quick break while they attend to him. Obviously, warming up in the bullpen to take his place will be Chris Ruggieri. We're going to try to move our table down just a little bit. We have been messing around with that a little bit this afternoon. We're going to take a quick break and thoughts and prayers with Caleb. We'll be right back. Caleb Wright being attended to by the athletic trainer for the Gloucester City Lions. Just before we came back, he stood up and got a rousing ovation from the Lions faithful, and you could see the athletic trainer is having to try and put some weight on his leg. And hold on a second, look at this. He's getting back out there. Ruggieri's going back to third base. He's going to throw a warm-up pitch. Are you kidding me? I mean, it doesn't look the same. Yeah, I mean, his windup looks off, but I'm a little concerned. It almost looks like he's kind of stiff. No, he got drilled in the knee. I don't think he should stay in. As much as you got the fight in you, I don't think this is the right idea. But we'll see how far they can take it, and we'll see how Caleb Wright can adapt after being hit in the knee on a line drive by Xavier Massey. By the way, for our scorers at home, this puts runners on first and third with nobody out in a 4-2 Green Wave lead facing Tyler Wiltsey. He's got guts. I don't know if he's got the guts that I would have, but
No.
we'll see how he does in his first pitch, and that one is upstairs. Going to second is Massey, and they actually threw back to third to try to check on BB. Like, his windup and his delivery is considerably different. His arm is releasing at a different point. He's not bending his knee as much, which obviously, because that's the knee he got hit on. If this was his pivot foot, which would be for a right-hander, actually no, for a right-hander, no. Okay, so I got my stuff wrong because I'm a left-handed pitcher, so, or at least I was when I played. So that one is outside. It's 2-0. Here's a little lesson for those at home if you're trying to visualize this. If you're a lefty, like I am, your plant foot is your right foot and your pivot foot is your left. If you're a righty, it's the other way around. Your plant foot is your left foot, and the knee that he got hit on, his right knee, that is the pivot foot. So honestly, that's even more incredible that he's doing this, as it's a 2-1 count to Wiltsey, because that's the leg you have to put all the weight on. It's not like you can just go forward and throw. So I'm very surprised. There's a swing and a foul out towards the motel, and it's 2-2. I mean, he got a standing ovation when he stood up. I don't think many of the fans were expecting him to go back out there, but there's still no out, so he still has a long way to go. That's inside. It's 3-2. So he's still got to attack him, even if he's not maybe at 100%. You could see he's moving that knee around. He's trying to maybe loosen it up a bit. Because you have to imagine that is stinging right now to the 5th degree. Ground ball to third. Ruggieri slides and boots it, but that's not really his own fault there. That was a very tough play down the line, and the run does score. That is BB, and it's 5-2. Yeah, Ruggieri, I mean, he got some dust kicked up, and it was chopped very high, so as here is John Perozzi, the pitcher/DH this afternoon, batting third with a runner on first and a runner on third, that runner being Massey. Wiltsey remains on first, and there is still no outs as the Green Wave have posted a 4-run second. And on that pickoff move to first, Massey took a big leadoff. I'm wondering if there's a pickoff move, if he might go. That could very well be a possibility. But you never know what you're going to see in the game of baseball, and that was a very serious example of how that can impact somebody. As that one goes in the center field on the misplay by the second baseman, Jankowski. Gorman boots it, and now the throw going to the infield is Aury, and that brings home both runs, and it is 7-2. We might be out of here quicker than we thought, but now here is Sean Driscoll, as they are repairing second base, I believe. Look at this. They're assembling like a dirt pile, and they're putting the base back in. Jankowski did this once earlier in the inning, but I didn't get my camera on it, so second base is just very loose, and he's jumping on the base.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's like he's smashing Goombas in Super Mario Brothers. It's just now he's got. I'm wondering how often that base comes loose, but here's Sean Driscoll. That was pretty funny. So still no outs, a 6-run second, as the Green Wave are almost guaranteed to bat around as he's going down the second, and that throw, that one is in time. So Damian Broadhurst got a little ahead of himself, and he is caught stealing for the first out. So now the bases are wiped clean, and oh my, are they doing it again? I think they're putting the base back in again. Yes, they are. The base doesn't have any stalk to it. So it is just sitting there. So what I've assembled from that is that if you know anything about baseball coaching, there's always a stalk or a leg that goes down into the dirt, as that one goes into the dirt behind the backstop, and it's 2-0. So the base goes down, to be planted in the ground at second, but this does not have a leg on it, so it is just a freestanding base, and they have a mound of dirt around the base so that it stays in place. And I'm sure Gloucester is maybe a little peeved that they're stealing all these bases and having to reinstall the mound at second base. It's 3-0 to Driscoll. Outside, and that's ball 4. That's a 4-pitch walk. Now, if you're Greg Galbraith, you have to be considering taking out Caleb Wright. Now, I say that, and they are already a step ahead of me, because look who's warming up in the bullpen. That is number 7. Looks like Seth McCormick. So, Isaiah Pinckney bats with 1 away. So in 1. 7-2 Green Wave. 7 runs on 6 hits. Gloucester 2 runs on 2 hits for them. Scott Lynch led off the inning with a home run, and now a long while later he is on deck for the Wave. Last night I was not invited per se, but I attended the Philadelphia Sports Writers Association banquet that is has been held annually for the past 117 years in Cherry Hill, as this one's going down to second base, and he's standing up. I'm sure that's a sigh of relief that they don't have to reinstall that mound at second base. But anyways, it's been running for 117 years, and it's at the formerly the Crown Plaza. If you are ever in Cherry Hill, it's that giant hotel across from the Cooper River Lake. Or Cooper River Park, excuse me. So there's a ground ball to Ruggieri, but it is foul up the line, and it is 2-2. So, yeah, that was a very nice banquet. Got to meet a plethora of great beings, great people that have either worked in sports or worked in journalism or worked in both, sports journalism. I got to meet Lou Allen, the public address announcer for the Flyers since 1973. I was honored to meet, who else did I meet? George Geist. Not to be confused with Geist as in Wade Geist, our pitching coach. But I got to meet George Geist, former New Jersey State Senator for 6 terms. He was there as well. Very nice gentleman. And I also got to meet, I actually exchanged business cards with Paul Palmer, which some of you South Jersey folks might know him well. He was actually going to Haddon Heights High School. He got drafted by the Chiefs out of Temple. Played for the Lions, the Eagles, the Chiefs for a short while. Had a 9-year NFL career and is in the College Football Hall of Fame. So hopefully we run into each other when Audubon goes to Haddon Heights later this month. And one of the last regular season games is there's a line shot into the gap, and this one's going to clear both of them. This one will roll just in front of the wall. The throw in will be an RBI double for Isaiah Pinckney, and it is 8-2. Also met U.S. soccer star Carly Lloyd at that event as well. She's very down to earth and a very, very nice person, and it was an honor to meet her last night. Also Larry Boa as well, very nice. Caleb Wright will be taken out of the game, and I'm sure that after being hit in the knee with a line drive, he will feel it in the morning. However, for now, the task at hand is putting some more runs on the board for the Green Wave. They'll have a pitching change. It looks like Seth McCormick is the new pitcher. We'll be right back after this. We're in the top of the second still. How long has this been running? For almost an hour. As Scott Lynch bats, Isaiah Pinckney at an RBI double, and the runs keep on coming for the Green Wave. They have scored 7 in the second, leading off with a home run by Lynch. He has now come around the bat for the second time this inning. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. If you need anything done, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call at 856-412-0118. Excuse me, 0118. Seth McCormick, the new pitcher for the Gloucester City Lions. He pitches here in the top of the second after the Green Wave have pounced with 7 runs. Unanswered, really. At least to this point, unanswered. Seth McCormick, 7 innings pitched in 2022, with an ERA of 6 on the nose. His last appearance was versus Cape Henry on April the 30th. There's a high drive. Did he do it again? Go! Are you kidding me? Scott Lynch hasn't hit a home run all year and now has had 2 in the span of an inning. The parents can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's met at home plate with cheers and celebrations. And Scott Lynch has now made it 9-2. The scoreboard says 12, but they screwed that up. So it is 9-2 on a 2-run. What? 10-2. Right. 9 this inning. Correct. It's holy cow. It's been
warm. We're going home.
Well, after 5 innings, yeah, but after that point, looking back 10 years ago when the Green Wave beat the Gloucester Lions 17-0 back in 2012, that was the 3rd time that they played them. Gloucester hadn't really had a team of sorts, or at least not one that played Audubon a lot, so there's the 1-0 to Zimmer. I just can't believe that McCormick comes in and immediately gives up a homer. That's just very surprised. But it is 2-0 to the sophomore catcher, Zimmer. There's a swing and a foul back to the chain link fence. Oh, there is a track meet of sorts going on. That's what all the commotion is. At least that's what I saw. Maybe it's practice, I'm not sure. But the 2-1, swing and a miss. Zimmer wavers at it, and it's 2-2. There's a fan that has the baseball. Somebody had a Mount Ephraim hat, so I'm sure they'll return it to their rightful owner. There's a swing and a miss. Zimmer down on strikes. First strikeout for McCormick, and there's 2 down. Here's Charlie Grady. First pitch, outside. One-0. There's a swing and a drive, but it is foul. Headed for somebody's motel room. Heads up. Yeah, don't leave the light on because Charlie Grady's going to shatter it with a foul ball. I cannot tell you how many foul balls and and whatnot have hit the budget in at Mount Ephraim when we played there. And that's nothing against the motel. It's just not the most quality of place. It's not 5-star with, continental breakfast. It's barely better than, or it's barely, breaking even with those run-of-the-mill, rundown shore motels that you see down in Wildwood, Sea Isle, Cape May. Like those motels at Wildwood, they are just, I've seen, it can be very run down, as it is a 3-2 count to Charlie Grady. I mean, let's be honest, they're trying to get, shore tourists. They're not exactly going to be the most clean, but it is what it is. And a 2-0 to Charlie Grady is a swing and a fly ball. Once again, headed for the motel. It's still 3-2. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat for Grady. But yeah, I was at the now Doubletree, formerly Crown Plaza in Cherry Hill. It was a very nice event at a very nice dinner, a roasted chicken with asparagus, onions, and mashed potatoes. And I was actually at the table, the same table, as a former Philadelphia 76ers broadcaster and announcer, as the ground ball to third. Ruggieri is in time at first. We'll talk about that later. The Green Wave put up 9 runs, count them, in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second, 10-2, Green Wave lead. John Daly, the catcher, will lead off in the bottom of the second as that one is found off towards the motel as a flock of birds flies away, and that's a rude awakening as it's 0-1. And that one actually hit the roof of the motel. You'd have to imagine there are a lot of baseballs up there that have been rain-clogged, mudded. They have seen better days. It's 1-1 a Daly. And that one is inside at the knees. It's 2-1. I just remember the Frankfort, Kentucky La Quinta Inn, where the headboard was missing on the bed.
Oh, that was scary.
That was very scary.
I was afraid to go to sleep.
We were headed home from Milwaukee on our Midwest road trip back in August, and we decided that we couldn't, going back into the Eastern time zone, we were worried about. Oh, that's a ground ball to third. Pinckney's got it, routine play. And that's a close call, but it is in time. I think Pinckney took a little too long to shuffle, but maybe Daly's just a fast catcher. I saw that.
Don't laugh at your poor mother.
Here's Michael Morrell, the first baseman senior.
Starter's gun caught me off guard.
First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. But, oh no, I'm sorry. It was Frankfort, Indiana. I don't think I've ever crossed over into Kentucky. But anyways, yeah, Frankfort is a larger city in Kentucky. but there's a smaller one in Indiana, maybe a couple thousand people. But it's very rural and very much in the middle of nowhere. We missed our turn about twice to get there. We parked at about...
Cornfield.
It was very much next to a cornfield. I had about no service for about 20 minutes until we got on the main road. I think it was I-94, something like that. I-87. There's a fly ball, and it is foul. 2-1 to Morel. Excuse me, 2-2. I hit the wrong button. It's not a strikeout. It's 2-2 to Morel. I jumped the gun now. And that one's outside. It's 3-2. Did you fix it? Okay, good. My bad. 3-2. That is strike three. A late call at the plate, however, it counts the same. That was a very late reaction from you that time. That took about a second to get to you. Just 2 down. And at the bottom of the order, we have ourselves Jake Seibert, the shortstop. There's a swing and that one ended the inning. So it went right back to him. My goodness. We go to the third, 10-2. Going to the bottom of the third, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Christine Amato Realty, who is now with the Keller Williams Main Street Keller Williams Realty Group, located on 730 Haddon Avenue in Collingswood. For more information, call 856-655-0904, and for her email, go to christine.amato@sadlerkruparealty.com. First pitch to Mr. Zach Beebe is I guess a strike. They didn't call it. No, it is a ball. Okay. You got to go back and forth, but it's what it is. The 1-0. There's a swing and a foul down the right field line. Was headed over towards Gardzilek, but he does not make a motion, so it is 1-1. You know, when I was in Gloucester I've been in Gloucester for a couple of things back in the fall and winter of 21. We, when I was doing live streams for Oak Lynn, the Cougars football program, we went to Gloucester in week 3 for our first road game of the year. And I remember when I was in their booth, which is basically, there's a giant hump that goes over a river. I don't know what river or lake, but the ground ball to the shortstop, Seibert, is in time. So, as BB is retired, I'm going to go back to the top of the order. And this will bring up Massey. we had our booth was on top of a shipping container, kind of like the shipping containers that are behind our booth right now. It was painted in Gloucester navy blue and gold, and it was actually not even that bad. It had your regular wood flooring, as there's a pop-up to center field. And that one's actually hit pretty deep, but Gorman is there, and there is 2 away. Wind carried that one a little bit more than I expected. I feel like that would have barely cleared the infield in some situations, but this will bring up Tyler Wiltsey. But anyways, that shipping container where we had the booth, you actually had to get in and out, you had to climb up a ladder that went about 15 feet. Now, this ladder was attached to the shipping container. So there was actually a little patio attached to the side, and it was a part of the container as well. They had carved out like a part of it for that specifically. But, when they did that, when they got themselves the ladder, I realized when I got there, I'm just like, how am I going to get my equipment up there? So luckily one of the coaches for Oak Lynn, there's a breaking ball, beautiful for a strike. It's 0-1 to Wiltsey, 0-1. But it was, one of the Oak Lynn coaches was nice enough to actually pass up my equipment. Now, I didn't have the big, bulky equipment bag that I do now. At least I don't think I did. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But, it was mostly just a backpack and some other stuff. I didn't really get the equipment bag until I think October or November when I was getting more into soccer for the Green Wave. But,
Started collecting more equipment.
Yeah, right. But, this laptop was new.
MiFi.
The MiFi was new. I didn't have the battery pack yet because I relied on...
And a lot of conversion equipment. So
I relied on a power source, and I had one. Line shot in the left of base hit. Sorry about that. I bumped into my mic. This will bring up Perosi. So base hit the left for Wiltsey.
all this new equipment, hence the need for sponsors.
Right.
Give us a call if you'd like to be a sponsor.
Yeah, shoot me an email at The Dan Wilkins Show if you're interested in sponsorship. Serious inquiries only. And also, if you have any questions or comments about this Dan Wilkins Broadcasting Showcase, it's thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com, where you can contact me. I try to check my email basically every day. So if you have any inquiries, then drop me a line. It's 1-0 to John Perosi, who's done a good job on the mound this afternoon as the runner is going. That's a ground ball that deflects off of the pitcher and goes into center field. Now going to third is Wiltsey, and the throw is not in time. Now going to second is Perosi, and they collide at the base. However, he is safe there. So a conundrum in the world of base running, as that was about a couple pounds of dirt that got kicked up on that play. It looked like we were in the middle of a sandstorm. As with two away, Perosi now goes to scoring position, and we will have a replacement runner, Damian Broadhurst. So this will bring up Sean Driscoll. Driscoll with a homer this year versus Collingswood. First pitch gets away. Now coming to the plate is Wiltsey. They flip it to the plate, and they got him. So the inning is over, and the run does not score. And McCormick keeps the Wave scoreless. We go to the bottom of the third, 10-2. Going to the bottom of the third, first pitch to the, excuse me, I have to zoom in here, number 26, that's the left fielder, Mason Jankowski. Going back to the top of the order, I couldn't see his jersey number for a second there, but that one skips away and actually went all the way up to the fence there. That's 1-1. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the borough of Audubon. Even though Audubon Day is past, it was a huge success for the town. Make sure you follow the Audubon Celebration Committee on Facebook for more information on all celebrations throughout town, including the 4th of July parade, holiday parades, and any events that may be going on down the streets of Merchant or anywhere else in the great town of Audubon. The 1-1 is a strike. It is 1-2. Two and two, excuse me. The 2-2 is strike 3. Perosi punches him out, and there's one away. Here's Chris Ruggieri. He was originally supposed to pitch. You saw him rapidly warming up in the bullpen when Caleb Wright was injured. Well, when Caleb Wright came back, you have to think maybe putting Ruggieri in was the right move for Gloucester, but they eventually decided against it as there's a swing and a drive out the center. But Massey is there, and there's 2 away. If you didn't see the rankings last night from Kevin Minnick, writer for NJ.com in the South Jersey field, they ranked Audubon 13th in all of South Jersey schools, and that's including some darn good prep schools, regional schools, maybe some giant public schools like Group 4, Group 5. We're a Group 1 school, and hey, we got ourselves 13th ranked for being 8-5, although right now we are 9-5. We won that game on Saturday versus the Washington Township Minutemen. Swing and a miss. Holy cow, that was a quick one. You could hear that from all the way out here. It's 0-2. I mean, the sound waves just travel. They travel so much. That one's upstairs, and it is caught by Zimmer. He was looking back at the backstop to see, did I catch that? It's 2-2. 2-2, 2 away. Base is empty. Green Wave holding them at bay. And the pitch. Did they get him? Yes, they did. Strike 3. So Perosi sets down 2 of the 3 batters he sees in the inning. We go to the 4th, still 10-2, but not yet in Mercy Rule territory. Top of the 4th here from not Hank Greenberg Field, that's in Audubon. We're at Jim Kelly Field. And the first pitch to Sean Driscoll is a swing and a pop-up that goes foul. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Amato Brothers Restaurant right on White Horse Pike in Oak Lynn. Less than a couple of miles from all of the Audubon and Oak Lynn attractions and downtown sites. So if you want to stop, grab a bite to eat, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or even if you're just stopping in for a beer, they got it all. They got 100 excuse me, there's a base hit into left field. They got dozens of beers on tap at Amato Brothers. Make sure you check them out at the Amato Brothers on White Horse Pike, next to the Dunkin' Donuts.
We were just there the other night.
We were. I believe it was Friday night, yes.
You're making me hungry.
Oh, come on now. Here's Isaiah Pinckney. By the way, looking at the top left of the scoreboard, Sean Driscoll's on first, and there is nobody out after a leadoff single off of Seth McCormick. There's a swing and a drive to right. This one's got a chance to go, but it will stay in the park. That one felt good off the bat. However, it just didn't have the carry, and Gardzilek makes the catch. There's one away. And remember, that right field wall is higher to get to. It's 8 feet tall compared to the 4-foot wall that stands before us. As Scott Lynch, 2-homer game. Mr. Lynch, the eyes are on you to continue the stretch. There's a breaking ball. That one curved right back into the zone. McCormick has a very impressive curveball from what I have seen tonight, and it's 0-1. Throw back to first. Nothing doing. Breaking ball again. And it is 0-2. Swing and a foul. So here is Ryan Zimmer with 2 away. There's a strike right down Broadway, and it's 0-1. There's a swing and a ground ball to third. Picked up by Ruggieri, and the throw to first is in time, and the side is retired. Green Wave held at bay again. Driscoll gets left at first, and we go to the bottom of the fourth. Still not in Mercy Rule territory, so don't turn off your TVs just yet and your CRTs. It's still 10-2, Green Wave.
The whole screen just went away. I didn't touch anything.
There you go. You're fine. We're back from Jim Kelly Field as it's 10-2. Green Wave lead. It's the first pitch to the catcher, John Daly. Excuse me. It is not Daly. It is the right fielder, Cody Gardzilek. There's a swing and a fly ball to center, and it falls in for a base hit. So Gardzilek gets the first to lead off the inning. So for the first time today, we'll see McCormick hit. Caleb Wright was originally in the position. However, obviously because of his injury, he will not remain in the batting lineup, but instead, pitcher McCormick will bat instead as the first pitch is outside, 1-0. One and one. Two and one. Upstairs, 3-1. Warming up in the bullpen for Gloucester is number 1, Chris Ruggieri, as we had seen him before, but that was much more of a fast-paced warm-up, as he was basically preparing to replace Caleb Wright, and then he said, "Nope, I'm going back out there." That's a strike on the outside corner, and the count is full to McCormick. On deck will be Gavin Wiener. And there's swing and a miss. Perosi down on strikes, and there is one away. So here's Wiener. Wiener's been having a good performance today, at least defensively. At second base, gotten a couple good outs made. Perosi is set. He looks down Wiener, and the first pitch is upstairs, and it's 1-0. Throw back to first. Didn't get him. That was actually a closer play. I just couldn't move my camera in time, and it's still 1-0 to Wiener. Like we said, Wiener batting around .250 this year in 2022. As that one's popped foul by Wiener. Out to the first base side, to the motel, and it's 1-1. Going to second base is Gardzilek, and he's in there. You're up by 8 runs, but that is interesting, an interesting development. That one's upstairs, and it is 2-1. That's what it says on the scoreboard. There's a swing and a pop foul. It is 3-2. They just updated the scoreboard. Thought so. Not on our scoreboard.
That's what I have.
All right, well, fair enough. It's 3-2. Swinging a fly ball to right by Wiener. Beebe makes the catch, and they hold Gardzalik at second base. So 2 away. And here is John Daly, the catcher. First pitch. Swinging a looper out to right. Hit the other way off the end of the bat. However, it is caught by Zach Beebe and crisis is averted. We go to the top of the 5th. Green Waves still not in that mercy rule bubble. However, only just 2 runs away from making it such. It's 10-2. Think of it on the bright side. Charlie Grady leading off the top of the 5th for the Wave. Sorry, I am still... The scoreboard did not update, apparently. Can we update, please? I don't know why it ever didn't update, but that one is a foul ball. And it's 0-1. I don't know what in the world happened there, but apparently it hadn't updated since the top of the 4th. Oh, the things that happen in the world of Dan Wilkins broadcasting, isn't it? It's wonderful. The 0-1. It's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. As the center fielder stands right in our way. I know it's not intentional, just I've moved it about 3 times and nothing helps, as that one just got him in the back. It's a 10-2 game, and I know it's an 0-2 pitch, so not really anybody's fault. And this brings up Zach Beebe. 3rd time batting for him tonight. Around 5:30 local time, been going on for about an hour and a half here from Jim Kelly Field. First pitch is down low, and why are you running up 8? If we are so hardwired to unwritten rules, then why do you run up by that much? I don't get it. I don't mean to be this grumpy man, but because I'm not even old. I'm just a grumpy man, but it's just, it does not make sense to me, as that one is a ball. It's 2-0. It does not make sense to me as to why you need, or why there is a need to run by that much. It's like you're just trying to get home early rather than actually playing a game of baseball. He took a huge lead off, and instead of going back, he kind of hesitated, and then, yeah, that was a risky play. It's 3-0. to Zach Beebe. The 3-0, and he does it again because he knows that he's going to take a giant lead off of second base. And, of course, they got to put the mound back on second base. And then Charlie's going to go back out there. And, look, I'm not blaming him for running. I just, up by 8, I do not get it. Look at how that lead is huge. As he gets a 3-0 green light, he's got about a 15 to 20-foot lead, and they're not even guarding him. It's the most confusing of both worlds. Where, yeah, you're down by 8 runs, you shouldn't be running like that, and you shouldn't have such a big lead, as that one's ball forward occupies the base at first. So runners on first and second with nobody out.
On the other hand, they're trying to, practice their craft as much as they can.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if fans are going to be so hardwired about unwritten rules, then you either follow them or you don't. Don't set preliminary examples or exclusive examples, whatever you may believe, for your team and your team only. And it's 1-0 to Massey. Like, have you noticed, for example, ever since the whole... Oh, hold on. That one is fouled off towards the motel. That one almost hit a semi-truck in the parking lot. But it's 1-1. Ever since Major League Baseball had this whole, let the kids play initiative, basically promoting fun in baseball, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not anti-fun. The 1-1. Oh, no, they're throwing back to second, and he's safe. One of these days, he's gonna peel too far off a second, and they're gonna get him, because that's how it works. You take big leads, you take big risks, and up by eight runs, you shouldn't be taking that big of a risk.
But he's practicing stealing, and if he gets caught, it's no big deal right now.
And that one is...
Devil's advocate over here.
It's 2-1 to Massey. But, by the way, runners are on first and second with nobody out. 10-2 green wave in the top of the 5th inning here from Jim Kelly Field. That all started in 2019. And then less than a week after they, Major League Baseball started throwing that hashtag around everywhere, then Tim Anderson flips his bat on a home run and gets suspended because he got into a fight. Because Brad Keller hit him for hitting a home run and having a little fun and pimping his bat. So you either follow the rules or you don't, really. Whether it's Major League Baseball, whether it's in high school, I just do not see why people need to have such exclusivity over whether they can do what they want to do or whether other people can do what they want to do in terms of baseball and the unwritten rules. Like, look at Fernando Tatis Jr., 2020. Obviously nobody was in attendance, but Padres Rangers. He hits a grand slam while up by 4 or 5 runs, maybe 6 at worst. By the way, the 2-2. It's a swing and a line drive that will go foul. But he hit a grand slam to right, and he watched it. He didn't stand at home plate, but he watched it go. And he did a little bit of a celebration. And Chris Woodward said, well, he shouldn't do that. It's an unwritten rule of baseball. Okay, so you're going to say that you can't hit a grand slam up by 6 runs. Or can't hit a grand slam up by 4, whatever. There's a line drive to left, and it is caught. Grady's got to go back to second, and he's all good there. So the unwritten rules of baseball just do not make any sense in my mind because people do not want to pick a side. They just conform to whatever fits, what team they support. And I feel like that goes through all levels. But here's Tyler Wiltsey. And now Grady will go to third. And they got him. Take big leads, take big risks, and even with a big lead, he is retired and there's 2 away. That pitch didn't go to the backstop. It stayed right there. And he got caught. So, good throw by Daly. And the only runner left is Zach Beebe at first. Down low, it's 1-0. Line shot foul. 2-1. Running is Beebe. Throw down to second. And he's safe because the ball was dropped by Jankowski. By Wiener. Three and 1. So Wiener drops the ball at second and with 2 away. Beebe's in scoring position. Second baseman trying to draw him back, and that one is ball 4. So Wiltsey will take himself to first, and John Perozzi will bat with 2 away. There is a ball. It's 1-0. There's a swing and a drive into center field. This one's got a chance, but it gets down. It stays in the ballpark. A run will score. Here comes Wiltsey around. And now we are at the 10-run mark. We'll see what they do here. It is 12-2. So they'll keep it rolling, obviously, but RBI double worth 2 by Perozzi. And the first run scored by the Wave since the second might be the ones to take out Ruggieri. Take out McCormick for Ruggieri. So McCormick runs to the dugout. We'll be right back. Chris Ruggieri coming on for the Lions. 12-2 Green Wave. We lead by 10 at the top of the 5th. Green Wave lead 12-2 in the top of the 5th inning. Sean Driscoll bats against Chris Ruggieri, and the first pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. Green Wave lead by 10 runs on 11 hits as they scored their first run without a hit as Broadhurst gets the third. He gets in there standing. And it's 1-1 to Driscoll as for the Lions they have 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. And the 1-1 is outside and Broadhurst holds. And the 2-1 is a swing and a ground ball to short, and it gets right past his glove. It goes in the left field, and Broadhurst scores, and it's 13-2. So Green Wave jump out to an 11-run lead with their 12th hit of the day. An RBI single by Driscoll, and it's 13-2. So this brings up Isaiah Pinckney. First pitch is down and away. It's 0-1. 1-0. Next broadcast of Audubon Green Wave Baseball will be on Thursday versus West Deptford in West Deptford versus the Eagles. They're 8-10 in 2022. After finishing 14-8-1 with a tie versus Kingsway being their tie. But they finished with the best record in the Patriot Division in 2021. It's 2-0 to Pinckney as there's a swing and a ground ball back to the mound. The throw to first is in time and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 13-2 Green Wave. They look to bring it home in style, bring it home with a mercy rule win, which will be their 4th straight win of the year. We'll be right back after this. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Green Wave lead by 11 runs, 13-2. As the first pitch to Cody Gardzalik is a strike. That's Michael Morrell, number 20. And it is 1-1 to Morrell. Here from Jim Kelly Field in Gloucester. Swinging a ground ball to short. Throw to first is dropped. So Morrell is safe. And he'll be on first with nobody out. This will bring up the bottom of the order Jake Seibert. First pitch to Seibert is a breaking ball that's upstairs, and it's 1-0. That one just, that almost hit him, but instead it misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. Excuse me, Morel on first. And nobody out. And the 2-0 is a strike right down Broadway. It's 2-1. Swinging a ground ball. Out to short. There's one. And there is two. I believe they got him there. So that will... did they not get him again? Oh, come on. I mean, he was in plenty of time, just he must have dropped the ball. Here's the first pitch to Jankowski. He's swinging a foul back. Perosi looking for a 5-inning complete game. Again, West Deptford on Thursday, Timber Creek on Saturday. And the 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball that misses low, and it is 1-1. Swinging a pop-up. Perosi calling off, which is Pinckney, and they almost caught him off guard at first. So there's two away. One out away from being able to pack up our equipment and go home, get some dinner, get back on the old PC and have a good Tuesday night. Here is Chris Ruggieri, who pitched to the top of the 5th inning. Now possibly the last chance. Since 2012, Audubon is 3-0 versus Gloucester, so, well, they have themselves a good record for themselves. Upstairs, 1-0. No. 2-0. Well, it's just a bit upstairs, right at the letters. There's a swing and a pop-up. Massey took a step back and going to get it is Tyler Wiltsey. And that's a wrap, folks. We win this one 13-2. Green Wave shut them out by 11 runs, or knock them out by mercy rule. In a blowout from Jim Kelly Field, the Green Wave remain on a good hot streak. They've won 4 in a row. We'll be back Thursday for the game versus the West Deptford Eagles. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, I'm Dan Wilkins. 13-2 final from Gloucester. We'll see you around next time.